not stop. We will keep going. He just has to make one mistake, like the sheriff said. We will find him. He will be brought to justice so the community can heal.
We start with breaking news tonight and a strong warning for Travis Decker as a manhunt for the triple murder suspect stretches into its 12th day.
The search is now stretching into Chelan County. We have brand new video on your screen here of Chelan County deputies searching the backcountry, but also along US 97. The search has entered week 2 since the bodies of Decker's 3 young daughters were found at a campground outside of Leavenworth. Thanks for joining us for Fox 13 News at 5. I'm Matthew Smith.
And I'm Hannah Kim. The Chelan County Sheriff held a news conference to update the public about an hour ago, and he revealed some key new information. Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman is there covering it all. Ali, the tone of that press conference was one that sounded confident.
He is very confident, and not just him, but we're talking about the U.S. Marshals and Customs and Border Patrol. Everyone here is pretty confident that they're narrowing in on Travis Decker. I actually got a firsthand look from Sheriff Morrison after that press conference was over, and he gave me a clear picture of what happened during that possible sighting Monday evening. Now, he tells me that it was the National Guard chopper that was up flying over Blewett Pass, and that's when he said that they came across many hikers in groups that were just up waving at them. They knew what they were in the area for, and they seemed like friendly faces. But at the same time, that's a few minutes later is when they came across this lone hiker that he says was dressed in shorts, wearing sneakers, and using a tree branch as a walking stick that was just out of sorts. He said that's when they tried to close in and get a better view, but at the same time, unfortunately, they were running out of fuel, so they did have to come back down, and that's what initiated this massive response from federal agents who we now know are taking over the search for Travis Decker, the 32-year-old father accused of killing and kidnapping his 3 daughters, just 5, 8, and 9 years old, around Highway 97, around Blewett Pass, the Enchantment Foothills, which is where everyone right now is currently stationed. They're also along Ingalls Creek because they don't want to give Decker a chance to escape. They say that they're surrounded around this area to prevent that. At the same time, though, he says that local officials are actually now focusing on the criminal investigation, trying to button up the case so that if and when they go to court, that their case holds up. Now, at the same time, Sheriff Morrison says that he's 90% confident that Travis Decker is still alive and is likely moving at night to avoid being spotted. When I asked him if they had seen anything out on the ground that gave them a clearer picture of where he may be headed along the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail, well, he did say that he found what seems to be hidden camps, which is consistent with the training we know Decker does have. I want you to hear from his words exactly what he's witnessed.
We have found items that are of interest to us that perceive that it could be Mr. Decker. We've also continued to follow up with some of his friends and family, and we believe that we're closing in on his trail. There is nowhere that he's going to be able to go that we don't have units waiting for him. He is surrounded. Washington State knows who he is. We're going to continue to be in there, and he's got a lot of ground to cover. Eventually, he's going to tire, and he's going to make a mistake.
Now, that's what Fed, state, and local officials are banking on for Decker to make that just one mistake. And they know that he's eventually, like, as you heard, he's going to run out of supplies. So they believe and fear that he's going to move into some of these vacation homes. This is Chelan County, 2,900 square miles, difficult terrain. So they feel and believe and are confident that he may go to one of these vacation homes, which is why they're urging everyone to be alert. As we speak, we know that they are turning to Valley High residents and urging them, if they have any sort of home surveillance system, to turn over anything that may seem suspicious or anything noteworthy so they can further along this investigation. Now, we know that the FBI and the U.S. Marshals are also keeping an eye out if and when he does cross state lines. But again, they say that they've shared his entire catalog of pictures from when he was a young boy to when he was in the military, ball cap, no ball cap, hair in a ponytail, tattoos, across the entire nation and globally. So they are very confident that Travis Decker will be spotted, and they just hope that a tip from one of you can make or break this case.
Alejandro, thanks for that live report. Well, the search for Decker, as you just heard from Allie, is now being led by U.S. Border Patrol and U.S. Marshals. They're now tasked with following up on tips coming from the community. So if you have anything to report, you can call the number we have listed on your screen. That is 1-800-336-0102. Again, 1-800-336-0102. The U.S. Marshals Service is even offering a reward up to $20,000 for information leading directly to Decker's arrest. Remember, it's unknown whether Decker is armed. Either way, investigators say he is to be considered dangerous.